go into face-off where we will see him and Nagatron duking it out. What?
Oh yeah!
Is that Relics? No, it's
No.
Nagatron. How you guys doing? Oh, it's not Squirrelin, it's Blasi today. How are you doing, guys?
Pretty good.
1,000,000%. That's better than 100%.
All right, well, Fulcrum, I think the big question we have to ask is, how serious are you taking this match?
Scurry Hard is like a single grain of sand in the Sahara Desert that is Fulcrum madness. Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold.
I can't handle this.
Great answer. Blasi, how serious has your team taken Fulcrum in this upcoming match?
Sorry, I can't get over this because I was going to do Hulk Hogan, but I didn't have the outfit. I couldn't find it. I'm upset.
You know, we talk about this new versus old a lot on WGLNA. Of course, Fulcrum Gaming have been kind of leading the charge in the NA scene. Is Scurry Hard capable of taking that away from them? I mean, a lot is going for Fulcrum Gaming. They've obviously had the experience, they have the exposure, they have the just the raw talent. Does Scurry Hard match up to that?
Oh yeah, we definitely match up to that.
Great answer. Nagatron, give me a little bit of dialogue to your opponents. Tell me something a little bit controversial that we can expect from Fulcrum Gaming.
We are the best there is, past, present, and future. Oh yeah!
I don't know if that's like a voice changer or if that's his real voice.
I'm having trouble controlling myself right now.
Are you
Looking
down
at
the Macho
him
Man?
and listening to him.
Okay, Blasi, any words for your opponent's Fulcrum Gaming?
What you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do, brother? When Scurry Hard comes running all over you.
I've been everywhere, from soaring with the eagles to slithering with the snakes. The same fire the dragon breathes, he shall burn by.
Oh, we know about dragons breathing fire, Nagatron.
Oh my
we
god.
know.
All right, well, let's go to the coin toss. Fulcrum Gaming, you are higher seed. Heads or tails, sir?
Oh, tails!
Well, tails is called, and guess what? Tails fails. Heads, it is Scurry Hard. Would you like to choose map or defer?
We'll take Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf and Nagatron?
We'll take the south.
South side,
That's
so
on the block.
Himmelsdorf, south side. Good luck, gentlemen, and fantastic.
Amazing. Truly amazing, Nagatron. He grew out his facial hair for a day just for us.
That is... The pain train is coming as Nagatron leading the way of Fulcrum Gaming. What are the tank lineups, Mr. Rootkill?
For Fulcrum Gaming, we have two 5100s, two IS-3s, and a T-69. Not unusual for Fulcrum Gaming. And for Scurry Hard, we have two 5100s, two IS-3s, and a T-69. Mirror matchups again.
I love mirror matchups.
I love seeing them because I feel like so much skill is shown in the fight between these two teams. You don't have some odd play style going up against another. It's not, you know, your fighting styles against each other. It's your tank individual skills against each other.
Yeah, what I think so fascinating about it is you both have the same capabilities. You both have the ability to do the same damage. But how do you utilize that? How do you position it? How do you really flex your muscles in certain positions? That's something that's so fantastic. Two T1s will spot each other out. 3A ham? I guess 3A... I don't know. I'm reading the tank.
Oh. Oh, you're reading the stuff. Oh, I'm not seeing that. I'm on Relics right now on the top of the hill as he is spotting out. I think that was Squirrel Tag. Although he has gone dark now. Squirrel Tag, there he is again. That is a fantastic spot, by the way, where Squirrel Tag is. If it is great because of the cover that you get and the angle of fire. It's very safe to back off the hill where Squirrel Tag is, and you get some very interesting spotting angles. I've been a fan of that spot, and you see many teams use that, many T1 drivers use that, and it's a mark of experience and knowledge of the map when you use that.
Also, sheer, I would say, volume of your tank being exposed. for Relics to go and attack and engage against his opponent, he has to commit a lot of space to hit in order for him to kill his opponent. Whereas
Absolute
Squirreltag
Royal
can do this little tiny bit of, I would say, hold down position, even though T1s aren't really known for their hold down. Son of Hail will be taken out by Son of Hail.
No.
Or excuse me, by Absolute Royal, you're right.
On the hill.
On
That's
the
why
hill.
I was yelling out. I was like, oh my gosh, I see this Absolute Royal double kill.
Double T1 kills. Are we going to see a big push down the west line? It's really hard to say because that hill control gives you the ability to cap fast against your opponent. If they do a west side push, you do that counter attack. So that's why we see a lot of hesitation coming out from Scurry Hard. And there is that T1 all the way on the west side in H1 that is able to see incoming pushes. F0X over there to receive that easily. For now, it looks like Scurry Hard will just give up entire map control, only take the top left quadrant, quadrant number 4 in mathematical terms. And they will probably just be trying to draw this out.
Yeah, at this point, they have no eyes. They've lost their eyes, and that is so huge because Fulcrum, being the kind of team like I was talking about, in their natural, I'd say in their natural state, they're going to play slow play like this, where they're going to try and get some nice control. I'd say a little bit of luck for Absolute Royal, but you could also say poor positioning for Scurry Hard. They played into Absolute Royal's hands. He went the perfect route. He was first coming to counter Squirreltag on the hill, and then after that, well, he just got lucky, and there was Son of Hail over in D4. Just perfect shot for Absolute Royal, and he just took it, and it was just easy to kill right there, which gives Fulcrum a huge lead. Now Relics on the hill is going to just sit at the top, spot a little bit as Fulcrum gets themselves collected. They're thinking about where they want to go because they've seen some tanks. They saw an IS-3, I believe, in about D4. That was I think that was Dodoma or Rylak. I can't actually remember at this point. And that indicated a west side kind of layout. So so with that, Relics is going to move down, and you're going to see an 8-line push.
You're making assumptions, but also, if you look back at all the Scurry Hard games on Himmelsdorf, the same thing is consistent. It is always on that west side. It looks like a couple of flyers are going down to Nope. Dodoma taking one shot already. A couple of flyers are being lined up. Hugo Maximus and Friction in the IS-3s are able to get pretty nice shots.
Fantastic shots, I'd say. That was, I believe, Absolute Royal would have been the only tank I think that could low roll quite so much on that hit that was on Dodoma. So Dodoma took a little hit here, and that's every lead counts. On top of that, it looks like Relics is beginning his journey to cap, and on the other side, F0X is beginning to flank. Cool. That's going to be great spotting. Friction taking a decent hit here, going down to 1,092 hit points. If I'd be worried if I were Friction. That was a big hit.
Yeah, 408 damage being done by the IS-3. Constant misses from these IS-3s. It's because they don't want to commit just yet. If they commit, they will expose a lot. Soviet going to track over this large mound.
Yeah.
He will take a shot.
Risky right there.
Yeah, really risky. And it's getting a little crazy in here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Nagatron trying to get shots through the window, but Dodoma is smart enough to avoid those. As, he's going to actually back up into the cubby. Nagatron going around.
Absolute Royal getting nice crossfire on Rylak at this point.
Soviet getting shots.
103 hit points left. Just one more shot from Absolute Royal. No, Soviet's going to take it. Down goes the first tier 8 tank.
Something to remind everyone, Blasi killed Relics in A6 as he was approaching the cap. Got to remind everyone of that. That is Relics down as Hugo Maximus face-hugging Dodoma right now.
And he will not be able to pin Hugo Maximus. Dodoma gonna get hit yet again. Down he goes from that flank behind in the window. That is 2 tier 8s being taken down. Scurry Hard being picked apart over here on their first battle on Himmelsdorf.
Absolutely destroyed. NECA in the 5100 goes down. I completely missed that one against Nagatron, Absolute Royal, and Soviet. Squirrelin is completely alone, but Hugo here gonna take out Blasi over in C5. So this is such a split up fight here. It's so hard to follow. F0X just gonna go completely YOLO mode here. Just going in on this T69, not even caring anymore.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you thought Fulcrum Gaming does not know how to brawl. That's their biggest weakness. Think again, because they just pick their opponents apart, dissecting them into small, tiny pieces, and then crushing each and every one, not losing a single Tier 8 tank. GG. Fulcrum Gaming will take battle number 1 in match number 3.
Welcome to Steps. And as we take a look at the lineups for both teams, we see a Pershing Friction in the Pershing for Fulcrum Gaming, along with 2 T69s, 2 1390s, a Lol Tractor, and a T1. For the other side, Scurry Hard, we see 2 T32s, 2 T69s, and a WZ-132.
This is kind of insane. Now, guys, if you guys don't know, the normal metagame so far, a little bit of Crossfire actually coming out right now. Squirrelin taking a lot of damage in that T32. Thankfully, he does have a lot of hit points, but still, you do not want to be at half life entering the first real engagement. A couple of T69s and the Pershing being played by Friction have been trading fires a little bit, but for the most part, Soviet only going to take, what is that, 300 damage?
Yeah.
A little bit more than that. So really nice trade outs coming out from Fulcrum already. But the normal metagame, as I was saying before, it's basically all autoloaders. Everybody's like, autoloaders, they're the best tanks, let's get them. You do the most burst damage, and it's been great. No, these two teams, premier teams, not bringing in autoloaders in what I would consider the most autoloader heavy map that we've had to date.
I feel ahead of the meta right now. Pershings all day. I love Pershings.
Pershings all day, day.
All day, day. Mix it with some T69s, you have some awesome burst, and then you have some consistent fire at actually greater DPM in a Pershing.
That's right, and on top of that, with the T69 having that really fast reload, you don't have to worry about that huge lull that we normally get from those AMX 5100s or even an AMX 1390s. That being said, some really nice trades already going out here. Scurry Hard, again, having to go into the defensive position. Thankfully, they still have their T1s this time around to be those wars and those spotters.
Yeah, and now we're going to see Fulcrum, I believe, come around and push the west side of the map. This is something they've used so many times before. They've spotted out a T32 in the east, one more towards their the Scurry Hard's base. So this indicates that the west side is open enough for them to push in. They're going to do that, Pershing and T69 leading the way. They already have relics over in F2, so there's no chance of a T1, you know, revealing their push early enough to the point where Scurry Hard can get that lead. Well, I'm very interested to see this Lol Tractor come into play, actually.
Definitely so.
We've seen this on the EU server now. Some of the other casters having trouble pronouncing Lol Tractor in its actual proper pronunciation. I can't. I avoid it. It's very funny to hear. It's like us trying to pronounce Prokhorovka. It's just not good.
We just do it perfectly.
It is. Well, most of us are horrible, actually.
Well, maybe you're horrible,
and if we
Randall.
keep saying Prokhorovka, maybe Soviet will just blow up.
Yes. Prokhorovka.
Prokhorovka.
But I love this sharking around. You know, this is something that we've seen consistently in every single double-blind scenario for every game. Just going back and forth really puts your opponents in a bad position because you see them in the east, all right? Scurry Hard sees, okay, I know you're probably over there. The propensity is to defend against that east side. But all of a sudden you sneak around to the west side, or you can come back to the east side. And it puts in Scurry Hard's mind like, oh, crap, I don't know where to defend at this point. Do I defend just the east? Do I defend
gonna
just
get
the
spotted
west?
here.
And we're going to see Blassie is pretty low in health. 813 hit points. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ooh, and spotting
he's
can be
in
a Friction is going to spot Squirrelin as well, and he's going to spot Rylak. This is everything. This tells. This gives away most everything about Scurry Hard's positioning.
Precisely.
And there was something I wanted to talk about, actually, the Pershing. You know, when you have an all-autoloader setup, you find a T1 tank and you destroy it. You've wasted a shell for an autoloader.
Yes.
Meaning you have 3 shots left and you either hold on to those for more engagement or you back off. With a Pershing, you have that greater DPM, very similar to the T69, but you get consistent fire, so you can do these pot shots all the time. Which means that a Pershing in the group can be ahead of everyone else. The T69s can hold back until an engagement is necessary, but the Pershing can keep making pot shots, use great vision. He has a decent camo rate, not a light tanks level, but it's better than a heavy, so much better, which means he can hide in this bush and actually go without getting spotted. And he can put out these pot shots.
And not only that, he does less average damage than something like an AMX 5100 or something like what's the other big tanks? It's close to a T69, but still, it's not so much overkill to use up on, let's say, a T1. If I commit an AMX 5100 attacking a T1, all of a sudden, I've just done, on average, 300 damage to that T1. That's a lot of overkill. That basically means, hey, that T1 had 300 damage. That is a lot of, I guess, wasted potential.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you've seen WZ-132s with the 85. That gun does very little damage, and but it's still plenty to kill a T1. And so that's a great tank for T1 hunting. You'll just walk around the map destroying T1s and then running away. With a 1390, I mean, we've seen so many 1390s miss the first shot and then have to use that second one. We saw that on Abby earlier today.
So, real quick, I want to talk right now because there's a lot of movement going on from Fulcrum Gaming. I love what the Pershing has been doing. Constant fire out into the top left-hand quadrant of the map. That basically says, do not rush into me because I'm going to shoot you. I have tanks behind me. Guess what? A big flank coming out from the eastern side. Ready, and they're able to do this under the shroud of map control, right? Fulcrum Gaming has been able to establish a fantastic line of non-sight, of a shroud, basically.
Yes.
And now they're able to position perfectly. They have the great concave. Will they be able to execute the engagement?
And what's great is Friction, if he gets pushed on, he's in a Pershing. He can leave.
Yeah,
he can just run away.
YOLO, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything. Blassie again taking a little bit of damage.
Oh, is that
down
is
to
that F0X
572.
actually getting that damage out in his lull tractor? I think is that really? No, I want to see this. I want to see this. If he pens.
I really do not know.
Oh, that would have been so great. I didn't see how much damage he took. But this is the lull tractor is actually dealing damage. This is the stock gun, I believe, having the highest pen out of any lull tractor gun. He can actually pen tier 8s.
And now look at the position of Scurry Hard. They can't really cross the train tracks. You need to cross the train tracks to get, I would say, good shots. If they approach the train tracks, all of a sudden that one tank that is approaching the train tracks is going to get blown up. So they need to be over to fully commit to something like, let's say, a Pershing or even the T-32s. Actually, there are no T-32s, so strike that. T-32s on Scurry Hard.
Squirrelin takes a blind shot on Friction here. It looks like Friction and Squirrelin have been trading a little damage. Friction actually lost his Radio Man, and he's getting great hits out on Squirrelin. Squirrelin was using his sixth sense to detect when Friction would be peeking out in his Pershing, and he tried to blind fire when that happened. But Friction, being smart enough to realize that that was coming, backed off in anticipation of that fire. Squirrelin fires, misses. Then Friction gets a free shot. Here it happens again. Perfect example. And he's going to get time to line up his shot. Come on, Friction, line up your shot. No? No, he's not going for it.
He could. I think he's just worried about extra crossfire. Another shot is going to come off here. Squirrelin not able to pen into that Pershing. You know, we do have to consider the Pershing has fantastic armor to do these poke-outs, these corner games. The T-32 does as well, but the weakened hull is definitely a big priority target that you want to focus on. It's being done very beautifully. F0X in his L tractor is going to, is he really going to approach?
Yeah, he's gone
really
over.
approaching.
He's kind of towards the bushes. He doesn't care. He's
funny.
a T1 scout. He's just going to go forward, man. And the lull tractor, man, this is the lull tractor being awesome. I mean, we've seen T1s all the time, but when on an open map like this, when T1s don't often get
here's
to
the big
fight.
engagement, though. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, it's fine.
Squirrel, is it Squirrelin? Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's going to go down. Unreal, absolute royal. Now Blassie goes down. There is such little hit points for Team Scurry Hard. It's so difficult for them to really make these commitments. And guess what? Fulcrum Gaming, they're just picking away a little bit of hit points at a time and then going for it. There's a big surround now coming in from the north side and the south side as everybody is going to get cleaned up and surrounded.
Absolute Royal getting messed up here. He misses 2 shots, but looks like that is Friction incoming. Pershing versus T69. Neck has already spent 2 or 3 shots. He could be even on reload right now. Oh, it looks like he is. Friction's gonna have a free kill here as Rylak gets cleaned up by Nagatron in the backfield, and then Squirrel Tag gets killed up by F0X.
That's so funny.
Absolute Royal just saying, I don't even care. Nagatron, you kill stealer.
Down he goes. Of course, the T69 always has to kill steal. GG, Nagatron will take the 2-0 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, match number 3 of the WGLNA. Can Scurry Hard come back? We'll find out. Battle number 3 after this. Go into our next match.
Why don't we jump right in?
Loaded?
Yeah.
Yep, let's do it. It is on Ruinberg, ladies and gentlemen. Scurry Hard again and down 2-0.
You know you guys can just tell me to shut up.
No,
you guys want.
You were on a roll, man.
Yeah,
You were just going.
Everything was correct, and we really want to get that out to the viewers. But Fulcrum is going to start out in the south side. This is something that we don't normally see. Actually, on most Runeberg games in the WGLNA, we haven't seen Fulcrum starting out on the south side. So this is going to be a nice, nice change of pace.
Although I don't think the lineup is all that innovative for Fulcrum. I think have we seen two 5100s, two IS3s, and 1390? I'm happy to see Absolute Royal in a 1390. This makes me so happy because he is a well-reputed scout. He is known for being a very confident scout, one of the best, if not the best scout in North America.
Really?
Yes.
So well, let me ask you, what is the coefficient if I was doing X times Randall Rookkill Holcomb
X
equals
times? I'm not gonna.
Equals Absolute Royal. Is he like 1.1 times better than you? 1.2 times better than you?
Maybe 1.1, 1.2.
Really?
Yeah, it depends at the time.
Are you
because
sure it's not less than 1?
He is certainly better at me in many ways. He is I'd say a more competent 5100 driver as well, so I'd give him a lot of flexibility. He's a very smart guy. If you ever have a conversation with him, talk to him about scouting, he will just it's a great conversation to have.
He's
I
going
love having
to
him.
scout out across this field and screen, hopefully, for his team, as Fulcrum Gaming is doing a fast cap strategy on Runeberg. Very common to do this from the south side, and we're already going to see Absolute Royal take out a tier 1.
And he actually caught fire there for a second, burning an auto fire extinguisher.
Wow.
So unfortunate
Kinda
there.
crazy.
Friction here has backed off the cap little,
Right.
but Blasi there across the way is in a 5100 over in A7, A8. It looks like NECA, though, is going to come around. They're going to try and come around to this fight, but Friction and Hugo have gotten off the cap as it looks like Soviet, wow, is almost going down here. So low.
Yep,
As
only
they're
2
shielding
people
relics.
on cap right now, and the screen has been kind of, I would say, ineffective at this point. Friction now going to push out with his IS-3. Already 2 tier 8 tanks going down. Friction will go down now to exchange out. Hugo Maximus is the next person on the list. One person is capturing with all the points. I don't know who that is. I'm sure it's the tier 1 at this point, but Fulcrum kind of giving it up at...
Dodoma is going to go for a stopping cap here, but he's not going to find one. He's going to go for Relics. Relics is going to go down.
And
but
that was the majority of the cap points. So
that
nice
was all
defense.
of them. That was all the cap points. They put it all on Relics. Hugo's going to take a big hit.
Oh, wow. So all of a sudden, Fulcrum Gaming might be in a tough position. 2 IS3s or 1 IS3
Or not.
is
If
never
Hugo...
mind. Rylac is going to line up a
Oh.
shot, and he misses against Hugo Maximus.
What positioning out of Hugo. He had his turret in the perfect position. He had his hull in reverse angle just in time for Rylac's shot to come in. It looks like Absolute is going to almost smash into Rylac. He's about reloaded. I assume Nagatron is loaded just now.
And look at that. He's going to stop Rylac from moving back. Another pen goes down. Nagatron will clean up the kill.
And on the other side of the map, F0X is going to try and clean up Squirrel Tag. He is in a T1, so T1 v T1. No lull tractors this battle. Actually wanting to fight T1 v T1. A lull tractor I don't think would win in that kind of fight. Good job,
not.
F0X cleaning it
And
up.
there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Fulcrum Gaming taking it 3-0, going up 6-0 overall in group stages. That means Scurry Hard will fall to 5-1. Still a valiant effort, but absolutely demolished from Fulcrum Gaming. This is why we were saying they are the favorite.